And actually, I have a little challenge for you guys. If anybody can comment the next 4 winners, the next 2, and then the final, if you get all of those people right, I'll send you $100 cash out. What up, what up, what up? What's going on, everybody? Javi here.
Yo, what up, Gustavo?
Yep, episode 23.
23.
Our Jordan episode.
I was about to say Jordan.
Yeah, you already know what's going on. Hey, I used to wear fresh Jordans back in the day.
That was a long time ago. That was like middle school.
For middle school, they used to call me the freshest white boy in the whole school. So he was there too. I was fresher than him. You already know what's up. But with that being said, I actually thought about buying myself some Jordans the other day. The reason why I stopped wearing them is because they're Nike. Like Jordan on Nike.
Yeah.
But then I'm like,
I wore some. I had some a few years back, and then I ended up returning them just because I didn't want them.
Okay, turn up. Well, you have another pair, don't you? No. What are those all black shoes you got?
No, I usually just wear Blazers. Yeah, that's kind of like this.
Those are the shoes you returned, the all black ones? They're like little like 6 rings? Like,
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think you have some all black Jordans.
I had some Jordans that I bought, and I was able to resell just because I was doing that. But I can't think of any ones that I bought.
Okay. All right. Well, past 2 episodes, we've been talking a lot about football, soccer. So we're going to wait for the end. All right. And at the end, you will hear about our results or our guesses that we said are about 4 or 5 episodes ago. About who we would go through.
Yeah, I was about to ask you what
was that
what
time?
episode. No, just what episode it was.
Yeah. You find that out real quick.
18, episode 18. It was
so exactly 5 weeks ago, we made our guesses. And at the end of this episode, we'll tell you.
It was around the 10-minute mark, episode 18.
Which one we got right and wrong. Before we talk about that, I'm going to pop it off and talk about, have you heard about the boy in the box or a boy in a box?
No.
Okay, so basically like in the 1950s, there was this 4 to 6-year-old boy who was found dead in a box in Philly.
Wait, they recently found out.
They found him like today or yesterday. Yeah,
today or yesterday. I feel like I read something like
it might have been.
It
might have been last week. I don't know, but I just came across it today, and I was like, "That's crazy." Imagine being a 4 to 6-year-old, and like, I mean, yeah, you're just dead in a box. You know, they found like contusions on him, like his scalp was cut open, or his head was cut open. You can nearly see his scalp, like his skull, and it was just. They found out through like a DNA analysis.
Yeah, I think I've seen that recently.
Yeah, it's crazy that people just can do things that other individuals.
I mean, the world's an evil place. I haven't read too much on it, but the Balenciaga stuff too. That's kind of like
that's crazy
people
too.
Were saying again. I haven't looked too much into it, but like as far as like the pictures and like different ads, I think, or just online prints or something like that. It had it alluded to child abuse or something along those lines. Something like that.
Okay, I mentioned Joe Rogan before. Did you see his last podcast? All right.
Was he?
Basically,
I don't watch him, so I don't know.
Okay, well, I don't watch him like that either. I see clips. Anyways, long story short, there was these 3 guys, but one guy in particular, he's from Puerto Rico. He's a big crypto person.
Are you talking about the crypto people that died?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
And yeah, so basically this crypto person, if you haven't heard about it, I'll tell you real quick. He had millions of dollars. He was living in Puerto Rico, and he tweeted this. His very last tweet was saying, "The CIA is going to come for him."
He probably was just a schizophrenic guy or something that.
It was something crazy, but the guy ended up dying. Was found dead.
Joe Rogan was talking about that.
Yeah, Joe Rogan was talking about it. He was like literally was saying everything very detailed stuff about the whole
situation.
The whole situation. You know, and. I was like, man, like Joe Rogan is not a little person, you know. Like he went to Spotify, You know, I don't know. This whole, like he said, the whole world is evil. Like people out here killing, people out here like raping and things of that sort. Like it's all over the place. And man, I just hope, you know, I always stay pure, or at least want to stay pure, because that's the big thing. Some people want to be evil. They don't care for, like life and love and stuff like that.
Like
you know?
chaos and. Yeah,
like evil, death, stuff.
Dwelling in the darkness.
Yeah, like the person you brought up Balenciaga. I guess like the lead designer for Balenciaga is like this female, right?
Yeah.
And she's like Antichrist or whatever. Like
she's always involved or like has like weird stuff going on or pictures or something like that.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Life's wild. Well, with that boy in the box. With that all being said, you also hear the other news about that Brittney girl.
Brittney Griner.
Brittany's back, bitch. Basically, Brittany is.
Yeah, they traded her for an arms dealer, and a bunch of people were like upset. And I actually read something like probably like literally 30 minutes ago. Again, this isn't something I look too much into, but people were upset because there's a I don't know what branch of the military you're in, but there was a guy in the military.
And he's in Russia right now?
He's in Russia, and people were saying that they should have got him instead. And I guess people were saying that Russia they weren't gonna switch him or trade him anyhow, and that the guy's family was saying, again, I didn't verify any of this, so who knows? But they were saying the guy's family was like, go ahead and just, they're not gonna trade him, just get her, that's fine, or something like that. Either way, though, I mean, that's kind of a lousy trade. Like, come on now. And apparently, like a lot of top officials in the past have said that this guy is like one of the most dangerous people in the world. I doubt that, but either way, I mean that saying, probably obviously, there's some significance in that. You know what I mean? In what they're saying.
Definitely. Yeah. So those who don't know what we're talking about, Brittany is a WNBA star. She went to Russia and she was locked up for like 267 days for possession of like hash oil, and it's obviously a banned substance, mostly worldwide. Some places it's not. It's recreational, like Amsterdam, some parts in the U.S., some states in the U.S. and whatnot. But she got arrested and she was locked up for, like I said, 260
She got
days.
so lucky, honestly.
And
like,
they traded
she honestly
her.
should just still be there.
Yeah. So the Russian government traded, because she was locked up in Russia, gave her back to the U.S. She's on a plane right now. I saw Joe Biden tweet it. Joe Biden tweeted it. And Victor, I think his last name is, his first name is Victor something. And, Victor Bout. They made a whole movie about this guy.
I bet.
He ended up going back to Russia. And like you said, he was an arms dealer. He got arrested in the U.S. because they said he was conspiring to kill Americans. Or he probably was. But he didn't kill nobody because it's only a 25-year sentence. So if he actually did kill somebody, he'll be in there a lot longer. He wouldn't be
apparently
getting
he's
traded.
like started a bunch of wars in Africa by supplying weapons and stuff like that.
And the Middle East.
Yeah,
like he just gave them weapons, and it was also like.
So let's see. I want to elaborate on why I said that she should still be there. I mean, come on now, we'll just weigh it. WNBA player,
hash oil.
What is she? What is she? Well, not even okay. Yeah, it's kind of.
Okay, you're talking about comparing it to like the
guy. Yeah, okay. Compared to the U.S. standards, if she did in the U.S., it would probably be a misdemeanor, if anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
The point is, you're in a different country. You have to abide by their laws.
I agree with that.
Whether or not they're ridiculous or whatever the case is, you still have to agree with them in terms of following them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but again, trading her, like, what is her value to society? You know what I mean? Compared to that guy's value in a negative way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like the good she brings will not outweigh the bad that he brings.
Yeah, he'll have like.
Won't be neutral.
I'm saying like she won't do much bad, whereas he is going down. So like, there's no positive she brings to the table.
I'm even saying on a different way. I'm saying the good she brings will not outweigh the bad that he brings. You know what I'm saying?
I know. I just said neutral because I'm in terms of like she brings nothing. She don't bring really good or bad. Whereas this guy would bring basically much more bad.
She'll bring a little good for like I guess a few of the people who are fans of her, but like I mean, come on now, like
that is
it
crazy,
just doesn't make sense.
The guy was supplying like anti-aircraft missiles.
I mean, you know what she needs to be doing
countries.
though? As soon as she gets to the U.S., I mean, she's probably gonna rest and eat, whatever, chill for a little while. Yeah. Probably smoke something up.
She might.
Probably.
Yeah, free.
Yeah. No. Yeah. She needs to like dedicate her life to drug reform. Drug reform in the U.S.
Like, that'll be good because she actually has that platform now.
She should. I mean, even if she didn't, she should retire from the WNBA. I think she's like older anyway for a player, and work on drug laws in the U.S. Work with politicians or whoever, and try to fix whatever. Not really fix, but advocate for these laws or not having these laws.
I agree.
Because like you were in Russia and the U.S. saved your ass. You
owe it to U.S.
And there's probably tons of U.S. citizens that are currently in Russian prisons for the same thing. Right now. In addition to like in the U.S., you have citizens who are put in jail for marijuana on a daily basis, and then just different drug stuff. I mean, she should definitely be an advocate though for now and like make sure she dedicates her life to doing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I couldn't imagine me locked up for over 250 days in Russia in prison, like. By being American.
And if you were, guess what? You'd still be there today. You wouldn't be coming home.
Yeah. Honestly, it is a crazy thought. When I saw it, I was like, whoa, like that's wild. I remember she kept trying to like appeal the case and whatnot, and she did, and then just got denied, and wild stuff. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, I wonder like if she comes to the U.S., there's gonna be so many what is it, like 60 minutes,
Oh, yeah.
long
Interviews.
interviews, like really
Like,
long
honestly, she
ones.
can make her own podcast, or she just go on people's podcasts and then start her own later.
And who knows? Like you can't really verify what she's gonna say. I'm not
Yeah.
saying she's gonna lie, but she could like say the most outrageous
I
stuff.
seen them cut rats, cook them, eat them.
You're just talking in a Russian accent or something.
I don't know what I was
trying to?
talking with. I was trying to talk as a female for a second. I was like, what am I doing?
That was like a Russian
Yeah,
accent.
that's straight.
Of some
I'll,
sort.
I'll take it.
But she's like, yeah, y'all seen Stranger Things? Have you seen Stranger Things?
Yeah,
There's a
portal.
Yeah, she's like, there's portals and all kinds of stuff.
That'd be wild. She came out with saying that, and then like
I mean, she
it would cause
stupid.
I mean, imagine like she came back when she was telling she went on the news, like you're talking about news stations, podcasts, everywhere. She was telling me like, this is for sure happening there, you know.
Yeah.
And then somehow a war happened with USA and Russia.
I mean, they're
because trying to figure out what's going on at this jail. That'd be wild.
Yeah.
Honestly,
either way, yeah, she got really, really lucky.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things.
Hold on, time out. I just thought of something. Like this video, because we imagine, all right, we ain't even planned this. We got here clean, boy, green pants, black shirt. Stop hating on us.
I think I
subscribe.
probably had this on first.
No, because I actually just went to the airport and I already had it on. Went to the ATL airport. I saw so many police. I dislike 12 with a passion. You know what's funny? We Gus used to mentor this kid named Landon Poole.
No one mentored anybody.
I don't want to say I don't want to say what
I didn't do anything.
People would think. Okay, those are people. This person we used to play soccer with back in the day.
This first of all, this guy has like the worst like word choice. Like he chooses the worst words when he says things a lot of times.
You told me before that you saw him being acting a certain way and you wanted to man him up, basically. Right. So I'm just using the word mentor. I'm just trying to,
Sure. Okay. Go ahead.
Anyways, he's a police officer in Warner Robins, and every once in a while
I've seen him
I go
actually
to
the other
Warner
day.
Robins. I'm like, I'm gonna speed. I hope he pulls me over. I'm gonna get out with this ticket.
I saw him at the fair actually a few months back, and then I
Really?
saw him the other day at me and Mary were at
He was in uniform both times or once?
no, neither time.
Okay.
He what was it? I don't know. It was a restaurant. Either way, I saw him with.
Shout out to Landon, man. If I get pulled over by you, please let me go. I'm gonna dap you up.
He said he don't even do that. He says he like chases people apparently or something like that. That's what he said.
Like
when I saw
foot
him.
chase.
That's what he says. I was
What?
like, he says they be leaving him sometimes.
Slow boy.
Yeah.
Better hit the gym.
Yeah, I don't know. It is crazy though.
Yeah, I mean, we have, man. Maybe, honestly, to bring his name up made me think about like soccer, and we might as well talk about soccer now. We're gonna talk about our
I mean, you have any other topics that you like had on hand that you want to talk about? We're kind of over the Brittney thing. We talked about that, but yeah,
I just wrote down boy in the box, Brittney Gardner, that's her name, or Brittney Griner.
Griner. Oh,
yeah, Brittney Griner, and Victor's last name I said was Bout. It was a 1-for-1 trade. And that's some crazy stuff, but yeah, that's all I have.
People were like memeing online. They were saying how I don't know, Russia or the U.S. needs to also get like the first round draft type. Like they were just saying stupid stuff like that.
That's a lot, bro. People be saying whatever. Hey,
Yeah.
as we should, we should be able to say to an extent what we want. And actually, no, I'll think about something or say something. I mean, I'm not from the Middle East. America, whether you believe it or not, the news that we are shown by television stations, it's very sheltered at times, I would say. So with that being said,
I mean, they're trying to wherever you are in the world, the news is showing you what like they
The
want
news for
the
that.
society to like see or agree with or
Yeah.
like understand. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
no, yeah, exactly. That being said, at the World Cup right now, the Palestinian flag has been flying. Like people have just been after every win, people would share it and whatnot. But the other day, Morocco beat Spain, and they're like neighboring countries. All there is between them is just water. And at the end of the game, they took a picture of the Palestine flag, and
Palestinian flag.
and afterwards I was like looking online and whatnot, like why people were just trying to, I still need to do more information, like more looking into it, to gather more information. But I never come across this video. It was just wild. It was, long story short, it was just a Israeli police officer trying to grab this guy,
I saw one with a girl recently.
I saw one with a girl too. But he started grabbing this guy, and the guy started like wrestling him. He wasn't like throwing punches, trying to like just like, get away from the guy. The guy was trying to like, grapple him. And the officer literally just backed up, pulled his gun out, and shot 4 times in this guy's like chest and back. And I was like, honestly, my blood got hot, and I was just like, man.
Yeah, I can't watch stuff like that a lot of times because I just get frustrated, and you can't.
Yeah, well, I kept looking more into it about different stuff about it. And I saw the video you talk about with the girl.
It was like 14-year-old girl, and like a bunch of girls like trying to beat her up.
And honestly, my blood got hotter. Yeah. And then I was like, bro, I want to get like 15, 20 friends to go over there and do what I want.
15, 20 people wouldn't do nothing.
I mean, 40. Come on, y'all. Think about
obviously, you wouldn't actually do that. You said that, but that's like something.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. But it made me think about wanting to do that. Like, just go like the guys,
just get angry,
just beating, like grabbing this girl and like, I was like, come on now.
That's the thing. Like, you can't really with the Palestinian-Israeli conflict, you can't, or you can like you speak out against it in favor of Palestinians, and then you have people call you anti-Jew or
anti-Semitic,
anti-Semitic. Yeah. You know, like, oh, you hate. You're a Nazi, blah 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 blah, whatever. But like, really, if you really read about it and look at videos online and like actually do your own research, not like just take in what's fed to you. The Israeli side, I mean, is really abusive to say the least towards Palestinians, and yeah, the
U.S. government donates or gives like billions of dollars every year to Israel.
Yeah, they have tons of money. That's something else you want to look into. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, the whole world is connected in one way or another. Like it's all a big old game, really.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of videos, but that one, it was that I think the girl was literally 14 or 15, and it took like 3 or 4 guys to subdue her, and that
was because some people were trying to help her out.
Well, even by herself, she was like pulling 2, 3 guys. It's like they couldn't even do anything.
Yeah, I saw that. And I was like, bro.
Yeah, I saw one like a few months back. It was a guy and his son, and they were trying to get away, and they're trying to beat the dad. Oh yeah, they were beating the dad up, and the dad's like covering the son and like trying to get him over to a different area, and they're just beating the guy up. But that's the other thing too. Like that's really frustrating. Like in the U.S., you have. Okay, so basically, I feel like if you're going to speak out on one thing, if you're involved in another incident, you should probably speak out as well. Specifically, like I don't know, there's this YouTuber H3H3. You know what I'm talking about? He has a wife named his name is Ethan Klein.
His wife? His name?
No, sorry. His name is Ethan Klein. His wife name is Ela.
Okay.
And
I haven't heard of that.
Anyways, they like try to speak out. I've seen them speak out on different issues in the U.S. and just different stuff in general. And this doesn't go just for them. They just come off the top of my head. They'll speak out on different things in the States, and they're Jewish. And I feel like they should also speak out on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict in terms of like stuff like that. Just the citizens getting abused by Israeli police and stuff.
I looked up
but they don't say it. I mean, they don't because.
Yeah, they're very selective with what they express and like what they want people to hear. Because like some things aren't meant to be heard. Some things aren't meant to be told, and that's just people who are in power control things, and that's just like I mean I don't know. I was looking at something the other day about like the Saudi Arabia thing. They're building that city, and they're also doing one in New York apparently.
Well, yeah, Dad mentioned that, and then I was telling the one in New York makes more sense.
Yeah, because it's already dense, it's already populated, all that. That makes sense.
But also because it's already there's not really wildlife in New York. There's squirrels and like birds
in this part of Saudi Arabia. They're trying to do.
Yes, there is. Are you serious? It's a whole ecosystem. I mean, New York probably has its own sort of ecosystem. Rats, but no one wants rats. They try to kill the rats every year.
Yeah,
but like squirrels, stuff like that aren't going to really be
too problematic.
There's not going to be an issue in terms of trying to do that. Whereas in Saudi Arabia or wherever they're trying to build that line, it's going to cut off tons of whatever like travel systems or whatever what I mean for wild animals. It's going to destroy the ecosystem and all kinds of stuff. It's a lot to look into. And again, there's no one even there. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, well, the whole reason why I brought that up,
it's not logical at all.
It's like, I mean, I probably said it. It might be too much, but like the Matrix to an extent. Everything's controlled. Some people want to be controlled. Whether they're aware of it or not. Some people don't. But yeah, like that. I just feel like that Saudi Arabia line it's gonna just it's like another step into like being controlled to an extent.
In what way?
In ways such as like say you couldn't leave, or I mean it's very complex because with
Are
time
you saying it's
that's
more
being
Matrix,
passed,
or you're saying it's more of
it's more measures, more plugged in. Like they're trying to do it to where like you need everything you need, doctors, grocery stores,
yeah, it's all right
everything,
there.
Everything's right there.
Easily, it's
So,
just
like
like a middle.
you could be like, yeah.
Mini city.
Oh, I thought you about to say mental institution.
Oh no. I mean, no. I mean, I get what you're saying. What you're saying, it could maybe turn into something like that. But I mean, I don't know. I don't really think it's too Matrixy.
Yeah.
But I think it could be more of like utopian type thing, like something you read about in books when you were younger. Like
Yeah, to an extent.
But
that made me honestly. By you saying that made me think of maybe this is where my thoughts are at. But I mean, you guys probably won't relate to this. But the all-seeing eye, this Uchiha family, the moon, what is it?
Mangekyo.
Mangekyo Sharingan is the eye. But what is when they do that to the moon?
Oh, the infinite Tsukiyomi.
Infinite Tsukiyomi, yeah, it's like that. Talking about the utopia thing, like.
Yeah.
It's
everyone
just
lives,
one person's thought as to how they think it should be like, like.
with the infinite Tsukiyomi, they all have their own. They're all dreaming, and they like whatever dream they're having. That's like their ideal world.
Okay.
For themselves, like.
Okay.
So you're thinking Madara was making everyone's own ideal world?
No, I thought it was to an extent. I didn't know it was Madara. I thought it was like just the eye itself.
No. Yeah,
Like, that was just like the.
No. Yeah, it's everyone's own. Because I don't think it's filler. But like Kiba, he also said he's gonna be Hokage. I think in his dream he's like Hokage or something like that.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
So yeah, everyone's like projecting their own dream, and they're having their own dream of what their ideal world is.
Well, no, I mean we're young. We're in our 20s, late 20s, early 20s.
I mean that's subjective. Depends how you ask. People say, "Oh, that's old. That's old. That's
yeah."
young."
But what I'm getting at is like, I mean, we still have another 50, 60 years to live, and a lot can happen. Like a lot has happened, believe it or not.
At best,
my 20,
at best,
20-something years of living. I feel like a lot has changed. Like back then, they didn't have.
The world is.
Yeah,
so
we'll
at a
just
rapid rate.
go with the flow and see what unfolds. All right, so like I said earlier about the soccer thing.
Yeah, so we made predictions, episode 18, around the 10-15 minute mark or so. So I'm gonna go mine. Group A, I predicted Netherlands, and we'll go through.
He said Qatar, if you guys didn't hear that.
Yeah, so Netherlands and Qatar, I was right with Netherlands. Qatar did not go through. It was
Senegal.
Come
on now.
Who were your predictions for Group A?
Mine was Senegal and Netherlands. So I got my first two. Group A, I got right.
Okay, B?
B, I got England, USA. That's how it happened.
I had Wales at first and England in second. And it was, in fact,
England, USA.
So
I'm 4 for 4.
I had Argentina, Mexico.
I had Argentina, Mexico, but it was actually Argentina, Poland. Group ABCD, I had France and Denmark.
That's what I had.
And it was actually France and Australia. Next group, I had Spain and Germany.
I had Germany and Spain.
And it was actually Spain and Japan.
Even though I was rooting for Japan, I don't know why I didn't.
Japan had a crazy World Cup.
Yeah, there was.
I'm trying to go there and play some soccer, play some football.
In Japan?
Yeah, like, I bet there's some ballers out there. People just be. I can just imagine like being in Tokyo and having a field right here just full of lights and big city everywhere, and people just balling out having fun.
They have stuff like that in Atlanta, I think.
They do, but Atlanta's not.
It'd be on a totally different level.
Yeah. All right, next group we have
Belgium and Croatia is what I had.
Yep. I had Croatia then Belgium, but it was actually Croatia, Morocco. And Morocco just knocked out Spain, like I just said, like 20 minutes.
Yeah, Spain didn't do anything. The only thing Spain did this whole World Cup was whoop Costa Rica.
Yeah, that's it.
Like,
sad.
After that, they didn't perform at all.
You know, the manager he left the program. He left Spain.
Did he?
Yep. He retired or just quit or whatever. Next group. Brazil, Serbia.
I had Brazil and Switzerland.
So that's how it happened. Brazil, Switzerland. Last group, I put Portugal, South Korea.
I put Uruguay and Portugal.
And it was actually finished Portugal top, South Korea second.
And I think I had 9 predictions correct. Javi had 11, I think.
I had 11 out of the 16.
That's not too bad. I mean, mine's more than half.
Yeah, you got half. You got half the team right.
I
got a little more than half.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, with sports, you never really know what
Mexico
happened.
should have went through there. They kind of messed up.
Yeah,
but
Mexico.
I would have had another
The,
one.
the coach of Mexico, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if he believed fully. I don't know if
There's a
they
lot,
played against
yeah.
Argentina. A lot of variables went into that game.
Yeah.
Like Argentina, where he's from, had to win that game. And
So
he just didn't start the best players. He went in and tried to look for the tie. Well, how did that game finish? Did it finish a tie?
I think Argentina winning
2-0.
Did they win? Yeah. I
They
think
did win because
like
Messi had a
1-0.
goal. Yeah, it was 1-0.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was.
So Argentina ended up winning that
So
game.
quarterfinals.
Oh, quarterfinals.
Let's go.
Oh,
Right
okay.
now. Croatia, Brazil. He got
Brazil.
Brazil.
Yep.
Same here. Netherlands, Argentina.
Argentina.
Morocco, and Portugal. That game, I feel like it's a toss up. I think the reason people believe Portugal's gonna win is because they showed out that last game.
Yep.
I don't think they'll have another game like that. They might, but I'll be very, very surprised.
Honestly, I think Morocco's gonna win that game. So I'm putting Morocco just because it would be wild to see them win.
Yeah.
No, let me stop playing. Portugal's gonna win it.
I was about to say I still think Portugal's gonna go through,
I'm saying Portugal.
but I will not be surprised if Morocco does.
Me neither.
The other two, Brazil and Argentina, I would be surprised if either Croatia or Netherlands win. And the last one, England and France, that one's going to be really tough. I think, honestly, I think France, just because I feel like they've shown out more. England kind of like,
Yeah, I think France can win that game too.
yeah,
It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be honestly out of those 4 games, I think that's gonna be the best game to watch.
You
Like
think so?
the most goals. Yeah, heck yeah.
So we'll know tomorrow. At the time of this video, Croatia and Brazil would have already played.
Okay.
Brazil would probably win.
And that's only one game tomorrow.
No, there's 2. So that one and then the Argentina and Netherlands is at 2 p.m.
And tomorrow's gonna be wild.
Yeah. So
Man, I'm gonna have to be traveling tomorrow. I gotta make sure. Thankful for God. He gave me my He gave me an app and I can watch the games. But tomorrow I gotta go to Alabama.
what do you go to Alabama for?
I gotta go to a soccer combine.
Is it just you driving, or are you driving with the other coach? Or
Not just by myself.
dang,
For real, I'm going to Foley, Alabama for a combine. It's like 84 teams there. So it's like a lot of people.
should take Dad with you or something.
It's a massive combine. Actually, I could take him.
He'd probably say he won't want to drive, but just tell him and see what he says.
But I go to Cochran tomorrow. I got to work the gym.
dang.
Yeah, I got to manage the gym tomorrow morning about 5 hours. So I'm leaving straight from Cochran to go to Alabama for the weekend. And I come back Sunday night, Monday morning, whatever.
Wait, so you're staying the night in Alabama?
Yeah, 2 nights.
Dang.
I gotta find some girls, man. We had 26 players on our team in the fall, and honestly, for me, if I was a head coach, I think 24 is perfect. But we just lost.
Also, he said
12
find some
girls.
girls. It sounded kind of funny, but he means players, girls.
Yeah, players. I knew saying it kind of sounded weird, but I just kept going on because, if people listen to the whole thing, they would know I was talking about. Yeah. But yeah, I need to find a goalkeeper, a center mid, a center back, a striker, and a really skillful winger. And obviously, I'm not gonna go find all of them right there. But if I can find 3 out of the 5 or 4 out of the 5, or if I can find 5 out of 5, then and they're good players, they help us out next season, then I am just as good as a recruiter as I always thought I was.
That's good. Well, hopefully you find some, maybe all of them.
Yeah,
So is it just Alabama people that are going to be there, or is it going to be a mix of different states?
It's Florida, Georgia, Alabama,
Why is
Tennessee,
the head coach, he doesn't
Texas,
want to go?
Mississippi.
He's
Yeah.
busy or what?
There's another combine,
Oh,
I think, this weekend as well in Atlanta, which doesn't make sense.
He got the easy one, huh?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. He's from Tallahassee. He lives in Tallahassee.
Yeah.
Like, it's Christmas break basically right now. And, like, Foley, Mobile, Alabama is like...
It might be closer. He might be
Right.
closer to Alabama than you are.
Exactly. And I'm
And
closer
you-
to Atlanta than he is.
You should have told
So
him.
we went and, like, all of a sudden, we had basically had to cross like this. He
I
just
think
go
I have
up.
like a nose hair that's like poking me because it keeps itching me right here.
I don't know. Honestly,
Yeah.
nose hair being pulled out.
Hurts so bad.
Oh my gosh, so painful.
Yeah. I probably need I think there's one like curling
Oh no,
like this
you tried.
and hitting me like right here.
Well, after this pod, you can go get it out.
I mean, that hurts. I
You
usually
have,
just
like, a
try to
little
like
clipper
shave it.
to, like, put it
Yeah, I
in?
usually just shave it like that.
Yeah, I need
Because you don't really, you actually need your nose hairs.
Yeah,
You-
to stop like dust and stuff
all
going.
kinds of stuff. Yeah, it's a little filter.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
want
if you didn't know that, y'all,
now you
now
know.
you do. Heck yeah! So those are our guesses for the World Cup quarterfinals. We talked a little bit about Brittney
Brittney
Griner,
whatever you want it to be.
the boy in the box, the World Cup. What's today? Today is the May the 8th. It was a full moon last night.
May the 8th.
I'm tripping. December the 8th.
Whoa.
Imagine if it was May the 8th. Like, just about be summertime. Oh, I'll be lit. Well, I'll be going like, hey,
I don't know about that.
it's Friday night, Saturday, Sunday. What?
It's crazy because like when you're not in school,
Time be flying.
that, but like the year when you're in school, like university,
Mhm.
like there's like a divide. You know what I mean? It's like the first semester is like this part of the year. The
Yep.
second semester is this part of the year. And it's
Mhm.
like,
I'm still living that.
yeah, you are because coaching, but
yeah.
like either way, like, I don't know, just it's a little slower.
And when that happens,
I feel like when you have
yeah,
that.
'cause it's broken up. So you,
But when you just have the year, it's like, it's all just one
yeah.
solid.
Like me, I'm still living. I'm
Thing.
still going on spring breaks. I've been on spring break since I graduated. Since I graduated high school, I've been on spring break every year, boy.
I don't know about that.
And yeah, I have. I'm going on this year. I think this year we actually have 2 weeks of spring break because our spring break for our university is March the 20th. But the week beforehand, my boss was like, "We're not gonna train that week. You can have it off." I got
Okay.
2 weeks off. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. But if you're trying to do something, skydiving, white water rafting,
Might be all right.
you want to just have a conversation, shoot a message our way. Stop playing. DM us. You put a comment. Call me at 478-321-23. I ain't taking the last two. You have 99 tries to call me and I'll answer.
99. You gave.
Oh, you're right. 2 numbers missing, so there's a lot more chances, right?
You gave. I don't know. I'm not.
Yeah,
Gonna, I'm not going to speak on that.
Just talk about it real quick. I gave them. They can rewind it. It's 478-321.
Why would you? No. What is wrong with you?
My number's on everywhere anyway. It's already out there. People want to find it, they can find it.
Go ahead. There you go. Look for it. Find him. Go shoot him a text.
Shoot me a text, y'all.
You can be like what was
Don't be
it?
talking about no.
You can be like Herschel Walker and
Yeah, that's
Warnock.
why I
Send
say
out
don't
them
do that.
texts. I had way too many texts the past
Too
like
many.
2 months, 3 months, however long it was. Every day, so many texts, and not even that. They're like texts addressing me, but it wasn't me. I had someone text addressing Mary as if I was Mary, and some Lily
That's
as
crazy.
if I was Lily, and the text too with houses. Hey, you trying to sell your house? I'm not who you think I am, and I'm not selling you a fucking house if I was.
Well, speaking of houses are finna start going down. The prices, the percentages to buy these houses, interest rates, finna start going down.
I don't know about that.
I'm
Rates, the
calling
rates
out.
are not going to go down.
All right, well, in the next 6 months is when
House prices are going to go down. Rates will not go down.
I think they're finna. Right now, there's inflation. What's the opposite of inflation? Deflation, right?
Look, I'm not a financial advisor. I mean, in terms of like the word, but in the financial sector, I don't know. Like, is
I think it's
deflation the proper?
Yeah,
I know, like in regular English, there's inflation. The opposite would be deflation. But like in
Well,
finance, is it the same
it's the
thing? I
same.
don't know.
it's the same. Basically, what I'm getting at is that some stuff's gonna go on in the economy.
I mean, yeah, it's been crazy. You have the FTX stuff that's been happening. There's this guy named CoffeeZilla. Have you ever seen him? He like exposes people on YouTube, and he's been jumping in interviews, like the SBF guy. He's been doing online interviews, and like just like a chat room type stuff. I don't know. Do you ever have to do Zoom calls or anything like that?
Yeah.
Do you do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's stuff like that. And this guy named CoffeeZilla happened to been in a few of those, and he's done 3. And the most recent one, he basically got SBF. Look it up. It's really, I watched 2 of the videos, both like 30-minute long videos. But in the most recent one, he talked about he basically got him to admit fraud, that he committed fraud essentially.
On recording,
Yeah, on recording.
bro. That honestly,
I mean, the thing is, he's not really locked up now or anything like that because
Yep.
he's in the Bahamas.
mm-hmm.
Like he has to get.
He has to
this
extradited.
would be a process for him to get back into the States.
Yep.
Before anything happens. And then apparently there was a picture that came up online the other day of that Caroline chick, the girl he was dating.
Yeah,
His
his
name
partner.
Caroline.
The skinny girl.
Yeah,
With glasses?
goofy little. She looks like a
Yeah. What
like
about
a
her?
tree frog or
Don't do tree frogs like that. They are pretty animals.
yeah, this chick. I mean,
I was kidding.
mainly because she she's scamming all these people like him.
Yeah, we feel some way about her.
So yeah, they're both pieces of shit. But yeah, especially because they both were like they had like this, about them, this aura that was like, oh, like the SBF guy specifically talked about how he wanted to donate X amount of his money by the time this happened, like a few years back. He said something like that, or maybe it was in the past year or two. Like he made himself out to be like this philanthropist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he's a scam artist, and it's like a little flyer in that. Yeah, they were pieces of shit. Anyways, picture surface online like a week ago, within the past week, of her like at a coffee shop in New York, right? And people were like, "Oh, she's probably talking to the FBI," because it was like 2 blocks or 3 blocks within a FBI headquarters or one of the
offices.
Yeah. So people were like, "Oh yeah, she's definitely talking to the FBI about all this, yada yada yada. She's working out a deal." So I mean, yeah, in the coming months, we're gonna get more information about that for sure.
Maybe, might not. I mean, look at.
I think we will.
Look at Ghislaine Maxwell. No
Well, that's a
information
little different, but yeah,
it is different. But is it really? I doubt this
Depends
guy
who you
Sam.
ask.
I doubt this Sam guy gets becomes suicidal
he probably might be.
or somehow
might
dies. But I don't know. I feel like some information they don't share. Like when certain things happen, it can't be shared because if
Well,
it
it depends.
then
Like in yeah, I think her name's Caroline, but like in stuff like that, when you're working with the government,
it
you're
should
like,
be. Yeah, I know.
No, you can say, "Oh, I'll tell you this," but you can't. You have to withhold this information. You know what I mean? Stuff like
Okay.
that.
Oh, that's
I mean, yeah,
fact.
they have like a relationship. It's like, okay, well, you can do this, or you won't charge you for that, or whatever. And they're like, okay, whatever, but this has to happen, or this has to happen. There's different stuff. And I mean, you're only going to be able to negotiate with the FBI so far if they have all this stuff against you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
But if she doesn't really have that much stuff, like they don't have much stuff to charge her, but they know she has a lot of information on him, she has a lot of leeway in terms of negotiating for different stuff. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know. It's crazy though.
Yeah. Life's what you make it. Honestly, your mind is the most powerful thing. If you can't control your mind, you can't control anything because in life, like you can be walking, you can get an accident and it's nothing to do with you, But the things you can control that actually unfold is, how you react to things and how you perceive or how you want things to, no, I think I said it right. How you perceive things. That was right. Yeah, so you gotta control, have self-control, have control over your thoughts. You gotta plant flowers instead of weeds. I'm pretty sure I said that on the first episode.
I feel like I've heard it.
Yeah, it's a little phrase I got off the internet.
Run it.
Whoa. You guys use run it? In the comments, comment what you think run it means. Some people, obviously we use it in a certain way.
I don't even know when I started saying that. I've always just would say
Yeah.
run it. That's for like playing Warzone.
Yeah,
I'll say run it. Like,
like
let's
hop
get
in
it,
the
like
game.
turn the game on.
A lot of people say run it like terms like the fighting, like run it. Like,
run them hands or something.
Yeah,
like
throw
that.
them hands or
Yeah. Or run them pockets.
yeah, run them pockets.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, words can be used a lot of different ways. It's all
And
really
it's in English too. Like it's funny because you say something in English somewhere, and like even just the States. Not even talking about like in Europe and then in the States, like in different regions of the U.S., words will have like totally different meaning. I saw a video on TikTok. It was of a black guy at Walmart. He was arguing with someone else, and the dude was like, what was he? He said, he said, I don't fight. And with the way he was saying it, right, I understood what it meant. You know what I mean? I mean, we live in Georgia. I don't know. We live in the South. Either way, and maybe just be the people we've interacted with in life. But like, if someone's saying that, what do you get out of it? I mean, you have less context because you didn't see the video. But someone's arguing with him, and he's like he's angry himself.
if
He's saying, I don't fight. What do you get out of that?
I shoot.
Yeah, like
Like,
I ain't
pull the gun
fighting. I'm
out.
shooting you. Like this is not. I'm not
Not
about to
worth
throw
it.
hands with you. It's
Yeah.
like we're gonna shoot.
Mm-hmm.
And like I understood that, and I thought I guess when I think about it, I could see how people don't know what that means, or
Yeah.
And someone else, it was a black lady. She was duetting the video, and she was like,
Reacting to it.
Yeah, she was like,
shit, back up, yo.
no, she was just saying like, this is what this means, right?
Okay, yeah.
And like a bunch of like white people were in the comments. They're like, I never knew that. I wouldn't have known that. Because she was saying, if you hear this, like, get out of there. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to be in that area. Because there were people still standing around, like, just looking like they didn't know what was going on. Like, they saw a fight, but they didn't know what his words meant when he was saying that.
Yeah.
So she was, like, doing it as, like, a PSA. Like, if someone's saying that to you or around you, then you should probably, leave so you don't get shot.
That's good. That's
that was
good
like,
information you need to share, for real.
I know, it just seems so funny though that people didn't understand what he meant by that. But I guess I can see why they don't.
You said it was a black guy?
Yeah.
Was he talking to a white person?
I don't remember if it was a white guy or another black guy or what. But it was someone at Walmart, I believe.
I feel like he had to be talking to somebody who wasn't black. I'm not saying all black people would know that, but I feel like, man, it's a phrase that people have heard.
So you're saying the person that he was saying it to probably was black or was not?
Was not black.
Was not black, but so
the person because if he had to say it a few times, then he probably like the person didn't understand.
But a lot of times when you're arguing, you're gonna say that. Like if I was to say that, you know what I mean? I'm gonna say it a few times, like they'll really let you know. You know what I mean?
No, I'm saying the fact that he didn't actually the person he had to say it a few times, and they were still recording. Like obviously the person would be like, all right, like I have a gun too. Like I dare you to pull it out. You know what I'm saying? Probably kept trying to like egg him on.
Yeah.
What's another word for egg on? Like
it works. I don't know. Egg him on.
Egg him on. Instigate them.
Yeah.
Is that a word? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, trying to instigate them to do something. I don't know. I had to just see
it
the
could be
video,
that, or
but
just be
for
saying.
Whatever you asked me, I took it as
I don't
that's
fight,
what I
meant.
shoot.
Yeah, exactly. That's what he meant by it.
Yeah. Words really are wild. You can have loads of meanings, and that's one of them right there.
That's true.
Fight, or not even words, but phrases have multiple meanings. Yeah.
Words put together to make these phrases have multiple meanings.
They're great sentences that are actually spells. So be careful with what you write and read. Because
spells.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a deep thought, bro.
Yeah, I see. You're talking about like
Yeah, like spelling is a spell, and what you write and you read is.
Oh, I thought you meant like Patronus. To
an extent.
Spells.
To an extent.
I don't know any Harry Potter stuff.
Yeah, I don't know Harry Potter. I've never watched Harry Potter in my life.
Yeah,
hey, chill out! Don't shoot.
You've probably seen some.
I've seen clips, but I never actually watched
clips. You say clippets.
Bro, how many times? And I was talking to Kira earlier, and I said a word, and she said that's not a word, and I was like, "Look at this. This is actually a word." And I told her about a few episodes ago that I was talking to Gus Savo, and I said a word on the podcast. And he was like, "That's not a word." We were talking about the flat Earth stuff, and I was like, "Well, if it's not, I just made it up." Well, later that day, or whenever the episode dropped, I actually looked online and looked at the word. It was actually a word.
What was the word again?
I can't remember that.
Maybe it was the context was confusing me the way you.
Well, either way, that word I just said, I bet you that's a word too.
You said clippets.
I bet you I Google it right now. It's a word.
It might be, but you were saying clips.
But I intentionally meant to say clippets. It's just different terminology, different
clippets
lingo.
There's no way clippets means clips. It might be a word that means something else, but yeah, I don't know. Oh, y'all let us know if it's a word. We appreciate you guys watching, tuning in, and listening. Give us a like, subscribe, share the video.
Yep. Do all the above.
Tell us who you think's gonna win the rest of the 3 games, because again, by the time this airs, you'll see the Brazil game I've already played.
Yep. And actually, I have a little challenge for you guys. If anybody can comment the next 4 winners, the next 2, and then the final, if you get all of those people right, I'll send you $100 cash out.
Okay. Peace. You heard it here first. Peace.